That is a sound. Hello, how are we doing? Hello, how are we doing? Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. I don't know what I'm doing. That is definitely something that we need to fix. Okay. Out of all the things I could have done, the one thing I didn't do was actually move the mic so that I could stand and play games. Am I so quiet? Am I so quiet? Am I really? Not now. It's almost the same as it was before. What are we on about? Yes, now I am standing away from the mic, and now I'm standing close to the mic, and now I'm standing away from the mic. Oh no! I don't know, maybe? I wonder if OBS built in some audio settings that I need to disable. Although that's usually not how it works. Huh. Well, let's look at everything. That's maxing out. That's not maxing out. Okay, let's try it like this, because I can. Okay, hello, how are we doing? I am awake, I am alive. And now I'm both awake and alive better. Awake and alive is good. I'd say it's okay. It's passing. Okay, we're gonna start off with the ones that I'm ranked in because those are the ones that I enjoyed playing so far. And then we're going to do random stuffs later. Woo! Oh, I'm stretching. I don't know why I'm stretching. I'm definitely gonna kill myself with moving slightly. Bum 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 bum. Volley. It's volleyball time. I'm like moving everything slightly.
Let's go.
I need to get like a whole bag of zip ties to play this game. Every wire will be like zip tied to something different. No wires will ever touch. Oh, that guy's B-. We're messed up this game. Nothing's good's gonna come of it. That's like 2 ranks above me. Okay, he touched it out. We're in a decent spot defensively. I want to see how this goes. Oh, that was bad. Okay, let's try that all again. I went a little late. Oh, first points. That person's wearing a beard. Oh! I don't even think he went for it. Oh, he did. I thought we were all alone on that. Okay, maybe the E rank is a little hard for the B rank guy to play with. I don't know. It went from being an okay game to this. I think we broke his spirit. He recovered! I think I blocked the wrong side there. Ooh, he got that. I tried jumping. It didn't work. And then my timing was late, because I was looking over here. I was looking at chat instead of the game. Okay, we're good to go. Ooh! Ooh! I mean, pretty exciting, I understand. Exactly. Exactly. Super exciting. Our timing here is awful. Ooh! Ow, ow, ow. That was a quick. I was a bit late on that. What is happening? Suddenly this game is a very different beast. They're actually rallying. And I screwed up again. It's all on me. I'm gonna be the downfall of this game. Okay, come on. We gotta pull it together. They're bringing it back. Trying to get a block out. Oh! Okay, we stopped the comeback. Take that, everyone else. I may have given up 3 points, but I got there in the end.
Match over.
And that means I'm a C+ player in volleyball. Woo! Woo. Oh yeah, we have a new catalog to unlock this week. Huh. Guys, did you know that you should have the Joy-Con strap attached? Okay. Let's bring it around. It's the return of the chaos. Tomato. Not destroying your TV or monitor is good. Don't worry, I'll find a way to do that, even with the strap on. I'll treat it like a flail and spin it around on my wrist like I'm doing right now, and it'll end terribly. See, it ended terribly. How dare I? I don't know. I think it's all in great fun. 8 people. Okay, I get the other names, but who names themselves 39? Okay, I moved the mic. We moved the mic so that we can play some golf. Unusual folk. They're all unusual folk here. There's 8 of us. This is the biggest golf game I've ever played. It's like 6 Japanese players, a Chinese player, and then me. I feel like I'm on the wrong side of the earth for this game. Top 5 will advance. We got strong wind blowing in. We got a nice shot, maybe pulled a little to the right due to the 300-mile-per-hour wind. But I'm not that guy who just fell off the island, so I'm okay with it. We're hitting with the wedge now. Pulled a little far off on the right. First shot on the green from somebody. Boom! We're parred. Bam! Let's see what's going on. Krimanju going for the hit. Okay, or not. 39 is here. Setting up. I think those are... Arisa here. Sinks it with the bogey. I don't like computer fonts. I'm not reading that guy's name out. It's just a really bad joke. You can figure it out on your own if you want. It's a naughty joke, but it's also a bad joke. I don't think there's a difference here. Oh, wow, there's a 10-pointer. Okay. Bringing it up. Classic B. Beethoven. I didn't look at what hole you were hitting on. So let's try to establish ourselves as par. Boom! We're sparkly sparkles.
Nice shot.
Why do I do this to myself? That was pretty bad.
Nice shot. Nice on.
Oh! Darn it. So close. Double par. I don't think that's enough to stay in past the next round, but for now, I think it's safe.
Nice pawn.
Don't hit the flag. That's rude. What did that flag ever do to you? 39 got a double bogey. 39's out. Come on. Come on. Ooh, pulled a little bit. With the bogey that puts us above somebody. That's a little bit of space for us. We're actively sitting here, 14 points, but we are not in last. There are a lot of people at 17. We need a much better hole somewhere along the line to stay in because the bottom two will be eliminated after 2 more holes. We're currently 1 stroke off. I have to remember that I screwed this one up really bad in the past. This is a scary hole for me.
Semi-final.
Maybe? Oh. We are in the fairway. Pulled a little to the right. Not quite where we wanted it to be. I wanted to hit that one straighter. Putter from here? Whoa, that's a little hard. Little hard again. You know what? We'll take it. Bogey. Not good. But we'll take it. Double bogey. Okay, 2 players. We gotta figure out what they're doing. Oh yeah, fun news from me while we're waiting on a hole. So I went out shopping the other day to get all the foods that I would need to cook something. And yesterday, after many trials and tribulations, I cooked something edible. I say edible very strongly. Wasn't terrible. Need to do better. As I said, going with easy. Made chicken and vegetables with breading on the chicken. It's actually like a mozzarella breading. We might have over and undercooked certain parts. Need to work on it. It was okay, but we need to do better in the future. Okay, so we got a bogey on that hole. For some reason, I think that's good enough. That's not good enough. We are dead last? How did everybody else... I saw triple bogeys. Thank you very much, Weldsman. How's your day going? I'm trying to figure out how I'm in last after that hole. It's an interesting day. No bend. No bend. Is that enough? Trying to win this S rank on golf. I just started playing this game, so I cannot help you.
Nice shot.
I literally do not have a rank in golf, but I hope you do well. I hope you do well. I don't even know the controls that well. Okay, let's try this again, recenter it. Maybe not far enough, I'm not sure. Oh, no! So close. Okay, let's not screw this up.
Nice approach.
Eagle! Oh my goodness, I risked that all to try to stay in this to the final round. Let's see if an eagle is enough.
Great eagle.
Well, it's pretty close to an albatross. So... Other people missing shots is good for me here. We are in last place. This is this is the fourth hole that we're hitting on. So we need everybody else. That's a birdie. Birdie, I don't think helps me that much. I don't think it matters what first place does because we're really far behind them. They got a birdie too. Everybody's getting a birdie. Double bogey. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. We did it. Second place. Yes. Okay, so par is when you're hitting exactly what's expected. Eagle is when you're hitting one below what's expected. Or no. Birdie is one below, then eagle, then I think it's albatross. Okay, so we gained a lot of points there to make it to finals. In order to win, we need to hit one under everyone else.
Final round.
Okay. We'll get a good first hit. Just need to be on the fairway. Okay, I lied about the good first hit. Whew. I think everybody's looking at this, saying, how do we make it better? It doesn't spin that way naturally for me. Oh, we're gone off the face of the planet. So that's
Nice shot.
first place out. And we pulled that one. You need all birdies or better to get into finals in S rank. That doesn't surprise me, actually. Because you move up ranks, it's going to be people who are getting better and better at the individual holes. Why? That was the exact same thing that I did 2 seconds ago. We lost it. Dead last. At least I walked out with a double bogey and not a timeout, but still. Tied for second. Tied for second. Ouch. So close.
Finish.
Get out of here, everybody. There's a new golfer in town. Thank you for the follow, Weldsman. Thank you very much. Oh, I got a hat. That's a terrible first gift. Oh, man.
Yes.
Okay, so let's play a game of bowling, and then we'll go to full random. What was that panda thing? Nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Everybody here's a cat anyway. Okay, so our goal for today is to unlock another two ranked modes. So after bowling, we will look, it'll probably be tennis and golf. And it might take a while because tennis is really short and golf is really long. And I think in order to unlock them, we need to play 10 matches and do reasonably well in them. We're not going to be climbing as much volleyball today as other days. And I think that's all. Characters in this game are cute. I could make a not cute character. It's possible. I think that person tried really hard. Look at Martyr over there. Wow, that's frightening. I think they're based on the Miis, if you have a Mii set up. Okay. Attach the Joy-Con strap. You mean we're not throwing a controller through the screen today? Okay. Welcome to Survival Bowling. I'm D- and I'm really bad at being consistent. So if we can survive into the top 8, I will be happy. Try my best to make a femboy. I tried my best to make my character, but I don't have my hair. Okay, I'm very accurate, or very consistent at getting 9 pins. Let's just throw that down there. Boom! I don't know, there's like 38 catalogs of unlockable cosmetics that we don't have access to, or 34 or something. Look at Martyr. Look at him. I don't mean to tell people how to look, but your glasses do not go on your mouth. That one's a bit better. Not sure what's going on with the giant sunglasses, but I like the tutu. Well, the character's title is 100% prank, so I'm assuming that they made the character as a joke. Especially since they literally didn't throw the ball the first setup. Ooh, nice split pickup. Oh man. They're just both so beaten up over that frame. I'm actually going to say this up front. I was really underwhelmed by the character creator in this game. So much of what you want. Oh, so much of what you want is locked behind actually playing through the game at the right time. It makes it a little hard. I had that yesterday. I don't know if I took them yesterday because when I thought, hey, did I take these? I was like, I probably took them. And then I decided not to take them again because double taking them is much worse for me than if I were to just miss a day. Like, missing a day sucks, but it's not as bad as double taking my meds.
Round 2.
Oh! Oh! Dude! I didn't think that pin was gonna fall. That keeps us up in the game.
Nice strike.
Depending on what Tay does. And Tay and Ty. And you. I think I might assume I took them because otherwise I might become incredibly, incredibly tired. Oh, I'm usually one that's pretty liberal about medication. I'll take a bunch of it. But I also know which medications I can and cannot take a bunch of. Oh, come on. We'll pick that up. Nothing to it.
Impressive shot.
That's enough to get through. We're through the second eliminations, but we're not currently into the finals. Well, we have to get this. I am so good at getting 9. Yeah, those are always the worst. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like, well, I write down when I took it, but did I remember to?
Spare.
I think the only way to do that is to force yourself to write it while you're taking the medication. Have the right, like, tracking be part of taking the medication. Okay, we're a little behind right now of Ty. But we'll get there. We are the Chaos Tomato. We can do it. Oh, I used to have a day sorter. I don't have it anymore. Gave it to someone else. Only one person being eliminated right now. This is that spare that we screwed up before, but in reverse. We're picking up spares left and right. We really need that. Ooh, that's 3 in a line. That should be a spare. Easy. And they picked it up. I can clearly see the compartment is empty. Yeah. I mean, that's what those are for. You can also get, like, those timed lids. Okay, that's good. A couple 9s there will bring us right back into this.
Strike.
Tay going with a 4. Wow, I'm the only one there with the strike. How long have you been a streamer? Complicated question. First time I streamed was in 2012. I consistently started streaming in 2019. Got sick in 2020 into 2021. And have been trying to make a bit of a comeback in 2022. But I still streamed somewhat consistently that whole time. Oh. Oh! Didn't pick it up this time. That sucks. That sucks. People didn't start watching the stream until 2020. But I was, well, I had a stint in 2016 where I had regular following. I can make a timeline somewhere of my streaming. It's very convoluted.
Final round.
We're in last place coming into this, so let's just have fun with it. We need to get better at this frame.
Spare.
I say. With a strike. If I could throw that a lot more, I'd be happy. But I don't throw that a lot more, so I'm not happy. Okay. So when the site first came out, I started watching some StarCraft streamers. So I decided that I was going to start streaming, and I streamed a little bit of League of Legends, a little bit of StarCraft 2, and some puzzle games. That was, what, 2011?
Finish.
Early 2012, I stopped doing that because I didn't have bandwidth for it, and it was really eating away at my ISP's allowed amounts. So we stopped. In 2016, I started streaming a little known board game called Go, which we did for maybe 6 months. Then in late 2019, Riley, who I knew from Smite, but who is a randomizer runner for Donkey Kong 64 and Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, contacted me and was like, yo, you should try this thing out. It was the Ocarina of Time randomizer, and as part of that, it required you streaming it for races. So I started streaming in 2019, and I sort of went from doing randomizers to just doing a bunch of stuff. So that's the timeline on my streaming. There's gaps in there. As I said, 2020, like late 2020 and early 2021,
Here we go.
I didn't stream as much. Early 2022, didn't stream as much. But I've been a streamer in at least 3 different stream environments. So I know the changes. Whether or not I like them is a completely different thing. Speaking of changes, did anybody see massive reactions lately to YouTube's policy changes regarding violence and profanity now? Wonder if anybody has any opinions on those. But basically, things are being demonetized left and right. It's all messed up right now, and I don't think they have any plans on fixing it. It's bad.
1-all.
I mean, I'm in a lucky spot where I'm not monetized, so they can't punish me for my content. I guess they could, but they can't. Also, most of the content that I have isn't really what I would consider violent. I don't know if it's what they would consider violent, because I don't know what YouTube considers violent. So you boycott and just do Twitch. Problem is, you can't really just do Twitch. Especially as a small creator, Twitch sort of sucks for growing. Why did I hit that? I want that down the line. Oh, it's way out. Share within the first seconds of your video to be monetized. Not even that.
2,
It's not even the first few seconds anymore. It's just sort of at all. Throughout the entire thing, if you swear too much, they demonetize it. And if they detect you playing or doing anything or depicting violence, you're just sort of out. It's so bad.
2, 4.
Part of me is hoping, and I think this is what this is from YouTube's side,
3, 4.
is I think they're trying to get to a point where they can push in rules that are above what they intend, have a backlash, and then switch the rules back a little bit. And they'll be like, look, we listened, but really it's worse than what it started as. Dude, this game is getting me. No, it's almost as if they want people to quit. Where are you gonna go? That's the Google question. Like, seriously, where are you going to go?
Three, 6. Match point.
If we're looking at alternatives for YouTube, they're non-existent.
4, 6.
And it's not like YouTube is just a thing for some people. It's literally a business. They employ other people. Being unfair, and there's reason we have ratings. If people
5, 6.
Hmm.
Match point.
You assume that it's a content moderation issue. Oh! I think that's because YouTube is a different company in every language, every place. But yeah, it's sort of a mess how they're doing it. I think they're gonna roll back some of it. Because if they continually demonetize how many people they're trying to, they're gonna have more people leaving the platform. Because what's their point if they're not making money on there?
Golf.
Well, I mean, YouTube's moderation team sucks. So there's not really a whole lot we could say about that.
The contestants.
Resort C, hole 7. How bad is this gonna be?
Round 1.
Okay. I think that's the best that we can do, is place it hopefully over or through this tree so that we're sitting between these two trees. Unfortunately, it's the same as everyone else. Okay, this one's gonna carry a little bit. I need to recenter this thing. Wow, that was awful. I don't like the spin and how it does it in this game. Yeah, we have 71 feet to go. Nice on. Here's our chance for a birdie, guys.
Nice on.
What the heck? 2 seconds ago, you're telling me that swing is completely red. This time, you're telling me it's 1.5 bar. Whatever, double bogey. Bogey? Oh, we're not in last, but we're in a bad spot. I think the worst thing is that if you want to fix the YouTube problems, number one way is for people to, you know, not watch YouTube. Okay, we're still in top 5. Or watch YouTube only with massive ad blockers that stop everything from coming through. Don't pay for anything. It's a whole mess. Do I believe that'll happen?
Nice shot.
Nope. We're in the rough. I hate this curve system. I'm sitting here and they're like, no, you're curving. And I'm like, I'm not curving. The controller's in the exact same spot it was. And it did it again. Hey, controller, why do you hate me today? Again. And not give them money because the business owners don't care about the business. They care about money. And they'll drop the business. They'll try to scavenge the business before they drop it. Mostly because it doesn't make sense to just drop a business out of nowhere. Especially one that has the general market share that they had. What the heck? What the heck? It's the same movement every time. And I got 3 different swings. I mean, the other alternative is to have absolutely nobody make videos for like a month. But that's not viable because people are, people have businesses that they run through YouTube. It's how they make money. It's how they pay other people. Ugh. We're out. That's so bad. That's so bad. You're not kidding. It's probably the least consistent game that I've played in here. But I haven't played Shambara. Whatever, we got our next outfit. Or a golf club. They are really packing out the golf stuff. I still haven't gotten anything for like half of the sports, and I have 5 golf clubs. I'm wondering why this is included in the same one this is, but you know, I try not to ask questions. I love how I unlocked dance outfit green jacket. Give me dance outfit and then let me pick the color of the jacket. That would be much better. Like, please. But they're not gonna do that. It's too easy. They can't milk it as much. You can milk giving out 47 different colors of the same outfit. You can't milk.
Golf.
You can't milk the other side.
Let's go.
Okay. Let's try. Welcome to Survival Golf. We have 8 contestants here today.
The contestants.
Only one will walk away. Wow, it does not. The mic does not like that voice. I guess technically it's the EQ software it's not liking it, but didn't we just hit on this one and let's just put that sparkly one in the air and down.
Nice shot.
Is there anything else that people are freaking out about on the internet today? I think Tom Brady. But when aren't people freaking out about Tom Brady? It curved again. Okay, that's actually somehow better for me. Because I think on the fringe we're able to use the wedge. And the wedge doesn't break like the putter does. I'll take par. Shipping with the wedge is way easier than putting. It is. It's extremely easier because putting hates me. Yeah, we're in second. That's good enough for now. Shipping. Yep, chipping. Chip in. We're going to hit a flag and it's going to drop in and we're going to be all happy. Putting is so hard in this game from what I've noticed. Okay, what is this? What are we doing right now? Oh, we could have made that easy. That might actually skip over because of me.
Nice shot.
That's bad. I assumed that they were hitting it well, not just off the rock. But no, they were just hitting it off the rock. That's gonna be an out. That's a 2 and done on the golf game. Too many birdies and pars. Really? 3? Come on. I'll hit it uphill for the triple. Okay. There's no way we're not out on that. That was awful. Yep. Round 1 loss. It's the way we are. It's the way we always will be.
Good game.
That was awful. Oh no.
Finish.
But we're now a certified pro. After that game, I don't know. Is that the Aurora Borealis in my golf game?
Yes.
Okay, we'll add Sakhar since we now have 2 pros. We are a pro in 2 games. Well, we're pro in another game, and we want to get tennis today at some point as well. But I don't want to play only tennis.
Soccer.
Okay, Mike is moved. Why is Mike moved? Because we don't need to be standing to play this game.
Let's go.
Let's go, pink team! I have no clue what you were just saying there, Suki. I'm sorry. Ooh, I'm on defense. We're gonna watch the guy on the right. He's moving up, so I'm gonna pull straight back to the middle.
Game on.
So you'd think rotations would be the best because people are using a lot of sprinting, but I don't know. It looks like we're playing 4 levels instead of across, which isn't the best way of playing soccer, but I mean, it's better than what most teams do. I'm gonna clear it to a side of the field with nobody on it. Marlene with the kick up. John is not gonna get there in time. Oh my goodness, it's all going downhill. Look at me, I'm just running in circles. Is that in? Wow. I am robot. Ooh, I'm closest. That went exactly where I wanted it to. Now you'll notice we have nobody deep defense. Oh, I missed. I missed! But that's okay. That's okay. I was sitting in the middle anyway. I almost missed that. Let's be honest. That's a Rocket League goal for me. I'm just sitting in the middle, waiting for a ball to come across. Okay, Marlene should be on that, so I'm gonna back up and start crossing. So in the E ranks of the Nintendo Switch, this is nothing like the champion ranks of Rocket League. People don't know where they're going. That was awful. I stole it. No pinching. I had one good pinch when we first started. It is possible to pinch in this game, but it's not super easy. We're just gonna recover stamina for as long as possible. And it looks like passing plays don't happen here, so. Get it in! That's game. That's a deep kick, too. Off the blue player.
Finish.
I can win games. That was my first actual ranked game of sock car. Actually, do I need to stand for any of the games that we have today? I like standing for volleyball. It feels better. But I lose more when I do it. Will I be more consistent sitting in golf? Boom. Boom. Maybe. Maybe not. No, don't sit playing golf. I sit playing soccer because there's not anything to do.
Golf. Here we go.
Okay, everything's moved into position.
Golf. The
We can look at the hole that we're playing on. I'm hardwired in. It's this one again.
One.
The game really wants me to play this hole. Dude, 30-mile-an-hour wind is just crazy. It's so bad. Why are you curving? Dude, it's so strong. This game's gonna kill my wrist. Trying to figure out the right amount of distance there is like the worst thing in the world. Okay, how bad did we do? We have 5 points. It's not really enough usually, but that wind was crazy, and it looks like the game agrees. Only one person got a par. So we're safe for now. Welcome to round 2. Why are you doing this? Gotta go. Hope to see you again. You're super cute. Thank you very much. And I hope to see you again. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you had fun while you were here.
Nice shot.
Or at least you didn't get outraged too much. Bye-byes. Oh, we have a chance for a birdie, everyone.
Nice on.
A little way too hard. My goodness, we're gonna get eliminated on this hole. Okay, we sunk par. At least we got something for that.
Nice par.
Ooh, that's way off course. That's way off course. Should note that probably on the Discord, I will be putting up some sort of suggestion channel soon for a follower stream, because we've probably hit our follower goal. I say probably. Unfortunately, with work, the only days that we could do it are days that we usually stream. So, I don't know. But we'll try to make an event of it. Just got to figure out what we're going to do. And how we going to do it. 7 points. Ooh, that's enough to put us in second. The guy from 7th is now in first. Wow. Ouch. We had a chance there. Okay, we're not out yet. That is so far up. There's no way he made that, right? Somebody's in the bunker. They're in the bunker. I think we just power through the trees. Okay, there we go. We're up in the green. Okay, come on, game. You gotta stop it. You gotta stop it with this. We got a bogey on that. It's a little very sad. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Somehow tied for first after that, though. It was a pretty bad hole for me. Let's see how it goes. Oh, it's this one again, and it looks like the winds are pretty strong, but blowing in the opposite direction. Hey, you. Oh, 6 people are in this round. I didn't even realize that. Is that gonna be on? That's gonna be on. Woo! Oh, everybody's going this way. Stop pulling left! That was awful. It pulled way left of where I wanted it to. Okay, that's gonna get it close. We were never gonna be going for that one, so. I don't think birdie's good enough. I don't think the birdie is good enough. Not at all. Let's look at who we still got in here. Nelson with par. That makes birdie seem good enough. Fourth place could be out here. That's a pretty good hit, but that backspin not really what you want. Let's see how Oilo does. Going for it. Stealing my hairstyle. Made the birdie. That might be enough for Oilo to stay in. We will find out here. Ooh. Ooh. Nelson dropped it. Oilo's still in. Oh, and we are tied. We are tied heading into the final hole. Oh my goodness. We need to stop this Oilo.
Final round.
We're just gonna put this on the far right.
Nice shot.
It's gonna be so far. So good. We pulled that to the left too. I don't know how we keep doing this, but we keep pulling it to the left. Ooh.
Nice on.
Okay, we can lose this here if he sinks it, and he did. What was that, game? I go for a nice small tap in, and it's like we lost off of that. We lost because it sent it to the sun. I wish I was kidding, but we're gonna be behind by 2 points now. There you go, that's our game. Okay, let's work hard to unlock Tennis Pro today. And then that should be it. There's our completion bonus is Panda Suit Person. What titles did we get? Spicy? No, I like the Chaos Tomato too much. We can't just switch willy-nilly. Okay, let's try to rank up. Try to get a rank in tennis. I don't know how to play this game, but we'll try.
Tennis.
And we even get to sit the entire time.
Let's go.
Here we are. With our purple rackets. Looming Thanks versus the Chaos Tomato. We're back. Uh-oh, he's got me on the ropes. Oh, never mind. He actually had a really good serve there. I don't know what happened. Just swung too early. No, swung with the wrong way. Did a right-handed instead of a left. And that one's way out. So unlike volleyball, tennis definitely lets you go out.
2-0.
Chuck, come on.
3-0.
The pain, the struggle is real. Forehand serve, do it. Quick serve. Come on, Chuck. You gotta keep the ball in the court.
4-0.
Man. Let's go. It's gonna do this again. Oh, I missed. I was trying to hit with the front one. Ouch.
4-1.
Quick serve.
5-1.
Quick serve got him. I think he just gave up.
6-1. Match point.
Still playing the round. Good. Got that dive in there. Send that down the right line. Yeah, that was bad. And there we go. We got a win. We're so good. The Chaos Tomato is striking again.
Game, set, match.
As much as possible, aim your shots away from where your opponents are. Yeah, how do you aim your shots, game? It's mostly timing, I think. If you're early, it'll go one way. If you're late, it'll go the other. Ooh! They've got a double! They've got two different people.
Tennis.
It's a 1v2.
Here we go.
And they're dressed the same. That guy's got VR glasses on, though. I don't think that's the same. Okay, we're up 1-0.
One, zero.
Nope. Darn it. Okay, we're a little late.
1-all.
This is gonna be a game of who can keep the ball in the court. Welcome to tennis, guys.
2-1.
Again? Oh my, this is the least disciplined game of tennis that you can find. I'm just trying to get that one up the line, and it's like, nope. Now I'm hitting my desk. Boom! Got him! 3-2. As I said, it's all about undisciplined.
3-2.
Oh, that one got away. That one, look at that bounce. Oh, that curve was awful. That's okay, we're still in the lead. It's actually mostly just tied up. Let's go. Oop, lagging a bit. That lag is something atrocious. We're a little late. I don't blame me. I blame the teleporting guy.
4 all.
Well, he tried. Fast serve went, just was not in his favor. We are doing okay. That is my pro read of this game. Now we're 2 up. We actually scored a point this game. Each team has now scored 1 point.
6-4.
Instead of just hitting the ball out and giving points to other people.
Match point.
Oh, that thing is everywhere. I swung with the wrong hand. This ball took a Z shape in the air. How realistic is that?
6-5. Match point.
That's game. We actually did it. Hi, Marcus. How you doing? Oh my goodness.
7-5.
I'm losing to people and beating people in tennis right now. We unlocked
Match.
ranked mode or pro mode or whatever you want to call it for golf. Now I'm just trying to unlock it for tennis today. Are you going to do Super Mario? Not today. This is usually a day where I would work. I'm going back to work next week. So the streams are usually shorter and they're like one thing. So, because I usually stream before I go to work. So, I think the next time we're going to look at Super Mario is probably Sunday or next week,
Here we
depending on when we have time. What is this? We're on a clay court? Dirt court? This is dirt, not clay. I get bored playing the same games too much. I don't know. I'm a terrible person. Okay, Mom. Let's see what you got.
play.
That's a little out. Oh, it's not anywhere near everything. Little bit of pain in there. Just a little bit.
0.
Ooh, that's in. Oh, I can't believe I scored off of that. I thought I was out, like in trouble when it almost went out. But no, we're staying in.
2-0.
Just give it right back. I forget that, like, players aren't really controlling these characters that much. So we're just sort of trying to set stuff up where it doesn't make sense.
3-0.
I don't know. We got sharper control there. We can drop that one behind. She got it. She got it.
3-1.
Come on. We're just gonna keep putting pressure. Boom! Ooh, that's... We're gonna need to defend there. We somehow got that. We can't let them score off of that. No! Dude, these rallies are killing me. They're killing me.
3-2.
Wrong hand. You gotta use the backhand, not the forehand.
4-2.
Silly opponent. Wonder why I've got that spin on all my hits. Oh, I was trying to get that far to the left. Oh! Just slightly too far out.
4-3.
That's in! There we go. That's the shot that we wanted last time. Look at that. We just sort of hit it up the line. They're like gonna keep it out. It stays in. There's no challenges in this game, so we're all good. Woo! How's it going? No! Well. I don't know if Marcus stuck around after I said we weren't going to be playing Super Mario today.
5-4.
Nobody knows. Ooh, that dive didn't get there. But if people want, there is a schedule on the Discord that says, and on Twitter, that says, and on my website, what games we are playing what day. Today we started a little late because yesterday night was a mess.
Match point.
Okay. We're on match point. We need to not throw this game away.
6-5. Match point.
We did it! That forehand backhand thing was getting her the whole time. It gave us like 3 points. You can see using the wrong hand here. Swinging the wrong way.
Game.
Ended up going through. We got ourselves another win. Ba, 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 ba. Bum biddy dum be dum be dum day. Biddy dum be dum be dum day. Bum biddy bum be dum be dum day. Oh man. So I looked back at the footage for the first time yesterday of the Mario Kart, like, where it was all flipping out the whole time. And my goodness, that is still super pixelated. That is still gonna be hard to work with. But we did it. It took about an hour, but we got second place. Oh yeah, it looks great. It always looks great in the footage. I don't know what I'd need to encode at to get that footage to look good. Probably like 2600 for a 7720.
Here we go.
All X264 and all very fast. Or all fairly slow. Give it real time to encode. But that doesn't work when streaming. Okay, Joshua. You're facing the Chaos Tomato.
Play.
Joshua, you gotta keep the ball in the court. I make that mistake a lot myself, so I understand. It's hard. That was a good hit. That's getting close to out. No! I gave up that point. It was awful. No! They spiked it right in my face.
1
1
off.
to 2, really?
1 2.
Oh, good. I screwed up, hit it the wrong direction. So the funniest thing right now is I'm sitting in my chair, so my mic is above my head, pointed down at me. So I could like
2 off.
properly wince in pain and hold my head in my head in my hands when I'm failing, and it'll be great. Do you have a twin? I have a hologram. You can play this online with people on the same console as you, and it will replace the second person with another one of you. But if you're playing single, then you control both players.
3 2.
This thing's going everywhere. Boom! Little like Mario Kart? What? There, it's just bots.
3 off.
Yeah, but the difference here is that, at least in this game, if you have the two player, or if you're missing the one player, you're now controlling two characters. Where in Mario Kart, if you're not two players online, you're still just controlling one. These guys are not spacing how I want them to. Okay, we're still in this. My tennis games are a lot closer than my every other games. I wonder why.
4 off.
No, why didn't I just hold that? I knew where it was coming because he's hit all of them in the same way.
4, 5.
Oh, come on. I'm just gonna stunt that one. That thing's all the way across. I literally just couldn't get there in time. Okay, let's not screw this up.
4, 6. Match point.
I thought I hit that in time. I think my character just didn't want to move. Okay, so we lost the match.
7.
Very sad. We do get another customization,
Set. Match.
which is our mini sunglasses in a chestnut color.
Yeah.
We still have not unlocked pro mode. I think we've only played like 4 games of tennis though, so who knows? Okay, let's look on the internet.
Tennis. Here we go.
New court. What changes does this bring? And does that guy have a burger on his head? Potato required versus the chaos tomato. We're going against a burger.
Play.
Ooh, that's a little out. Ah! Hello, everybody. Thank you for the raid. Is it spiders? I don't like you, bot. Why is the bot screwing up? Thank you for the raid. How is it going? What were you guys doing? Ah! I love saying ah. I got him. I got him. I'm just trying to unlock pro in a couple of games today because I'm generally really new to this game. Only got it around Christmas, or only started playing it around Christmas. So we're learning. Finished Battlefield Hardline, then figured I could chat about music I like. I mean, you can always chat about music you like, right? I've never played Hardline. Oh, I got lucky with that one. Let's get that out there. Boop. So that raises the question, what kind of music do you like? I'm generally a fan of punk, rock, and metal, so maybe a little different than most people. I don't know. But I don't really listen to a whole lot anymore. So
2 all.
who knows? Okay, let's just be calm about this in the back. That's in. So if you don't know, we're playing tennis. The point in tennis is to score more points by hitting this ball than the other person. We're currently failing and losing to a cheeseburger. It happens sometimes, I think. I don't know. I'm not the most up to date with cheeseburgers and how rare they are. Music from Zero Wing. Oh my goodness. So you're playing on the Switch and figured, hey, why not? Yeah. Well, it's Switch Sports. Had a chat about music from Zero Wing from Sega Genesis in a relatively recent one, which segued into bopping memes of all your bass. I know the meme, I do not know the song. So, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm playing Switch Sports, which if you played Wii Sports back in the day, it was one of the most selling games of all time. So I figured some people played it. It's a lot like that with better motion controls and a lot more me messing up. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever played Zero Wing, so I have no opinion on the music from it. We're getting wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. Oh, but this stream has been going on for almost 2 hours. We're probably gonna end it after I get a rank. So, bleh.
Match point.
And a lot less risk of destroying your TV when you're oh yeah. Well, the Wiimotes. Let's be honest.
6.
They still have a strap that comes on a thing that you're supposed to use, but that thing for a couple people was known for the rail on the side bending off, so it wasn't really functional. So I don't know. I've never had the TV problem. I know a lot of people, or at least on social medias and news stations around the world, it was a problem, but remember, Nintendo sells their Wiimotes with the silicone guard as a default after a number of TVs got destroyed. They also redesigned the straps to be stronger so that they didn't snap off, because a couple of the early ones weren't people letting them go with the strap off. They were actually, the strap snapped at the base of the Wiimote, which is what made them go through TVs. So they actually created the guard and redesigned how the straps work. It was funny. There were a lot of problems there. It was all over the place. Dude, how many games do I need?
Tennis.
Why is there an announcement in the Amok Runners?
Let's go.
Okay, let's go. Dude, there's a million things they changed. It's almost like the original product wasn't that safe. Okay, we're gonna stop losing for a minute and win a game. See? We're winning.
Play.
It just took a slow serve. They were really confused. They were like, who is this person? How does he know our weakness is not hitting the ball properly? That's 2 now. To be fair, they're wearing default outfit with a Santa hat. I think they got the game about the same time that I did. And I really haven't played that much tennis either. They hit it. I will say, their timing's been good, despite the fact they're all over the place right now. Let's just... That time it was a little very early. Yeah, that's just early timing. I think a little bit of practice in Rowan will be fine, but they don't know what they're doing yet. You gotta work on this timing a little bit. The game feels weird when you're playing it. That's a nice off the net.
4,
If that was a little bit further to the side, that would have been confusing because it would have bounced over my front player. Come on, buddy, you got this. I believe in you. It's your serve.
5, 0.
Trick serves. Boom. I'm gonna rally for a bit. Welcome back. We got a raid from spiders. Careful. They're everywhere. And they're scary. Now we got a shout out for spiders. Okay, we're set up. We're rallying. We're making Rowan feel good. Sorry, I'm not good at shouting people out. I got yelled at by Suki here for like 2 weeks for not shouting people out. Because I didn't know /shoutout was a command. So I'm not allowed to do it anymore.
Match point.
That's why I'm here. That's mostly it, right? Because a lot of stuff is just like, oh, I set up bots to do this. But for some reason, Twitch doesn't like the /shoutout command being used by a bot. They don't let it happen. So I couldn't set it up. It was very rude. Is that it? Did we finally get ranked? Kind of feel bad for Rowan. A little bit. I mean, as I said, they're a little new to the game. I think with a little bit of practice, they'll be good. But they gotta get used to the timing of hitting the ball. I think that's the only part of it. And now we got squish. Squish, 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 squish. We're not here to make people feel bad. I mean, there are new people in every game, and new people need to learn and they need to practice. And some people don't want to learn and practice, so they'll just play and they'll have fun.
Let's go.
And none of that's a problem, unless they're in my Rocket League games. Then why are they there? To be fair, I'm not one that really worries about the Rocket League matches either. That's a little fast. Let's just send that right back. Squishes
Play.
really early on that. I think the first one threw it off.
1, 0.
I mean, we got emotes, but at the same time, like, I get it. You want to cheer people on and you want to have that for chat. But let's be honest. It doesn't matter what game it is. If you include a chat, that will not be what people do in the online chat.
0.
That will be the opposite of what people do. Oh, that was a good hit. Oof, dude spitting hard facts. Eventually those losses add up and you start learning how to make them into wins. Hopefully, because I still need to learn how to win. I feel like I'm not that far ahead of these guys. I've played a few games and I've actually played tennis before. So a couple things are just a little bit there for me, and I've been playing video game tennis for forever. We used to play it in GTA. I used to play, because GTA 5 has golf and tennis, and with friends I used to play GTA 5 tennis. I didn't play as much golf in that.
3.
And it's basically the same system. Nintendo's pretty honest about the risks. And let's be honest, they do have voice chat. It's just through your phone, so you have to go through 15 steps, and they're hoping that that 15 steps is enough to get rid of the problems.
4-1.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody plays GTA Tennis anymore. I used to play it. If I'm remembering correctly, it was a good way to level up one of your stats. Ooh. Ooh! We're just gonna return it up the middle as much as we can. I'm gonna let this one bounce, hit that one right back up. I'm gonna see if they can score a point. Oop, I screwed that one. Spike it? Okay, they missed the spike. But they still got the point. Stamina rubber band trick. Oh no. I like playing honestly in games. What are we up? 5-1 right now? 5-2? Until they have like 3 or 4 points, I think I'm just gonna do easy returns up the middle. Okay. That was a little bad timing. I think this one was confusing because it went to the right of the first one, so they tried to swing to the right.
6.
And then they got a backhand on the second one, so they tried to swing at that one, and it didn't work. So let's return right up the middle.
Match point.
Right up the middle. Ooh, they brought that one across. No! The only way that they were going to lose. So they were panicking there at the end, and you can tell because this swing is way early.
Game, set,
Holding down the joystick to keep running for hours on end to level your stamina was pretty boring. I rode a bike around. We did it! We got pro in golf
go get 'em.
and in tennis today. And we've unlocked a fake beard. Why they don't include real beards is beyond me. Oh my goodness. Okay, D-E. So, I mean, next week we're probably only gonna get badminton because I'll be honest, I don't wanna play Chambara that much. Oh no, I used to, so when I got the game, I had the high rise, because I got it on PC first. So it came out with the heist one. So I got a high rise apartment and I bought a supercar and like 15 bikes. And I used to just ride the bikes in places. To the point where there were heist missions where I would, for the setups, I would ride my bike to them and they'd be finishing the entire mission as I got there on my bike. Okay, let's do one random to cap this all off. I just rode a lot of bikes and they were like the actual racing bikes, so. Woo! We're looking at what? Golf, soccer, or golf, soccer. This is definitely bowling. Yep. I don't know. I haven't used them much. Are we going to do anything else afterwards, or will this be the only game? I have a bunch of videos to edit, and I get my class assignment for next week today. So I'm going to be starting doing work for work, so I don't think I'll be able to play anything else. I might be in the Discord a little bit for a bit. I need to add some stuff to the, we need to also make a suggestions channel for I want to do a 350 follower celebration since we didn't do one for 100 or 250 or 50. We've just never done one. Because I never felt that they were real.
Bowling.
I don't know if that makes sense. So I'm going to be opening a channel for suggestions for what we want to, like, things to do during that in the Discord, probably today. My plans right now are to possibly bring back a game like Cluster Truck that has chat integration. Maybe if we have people bring something in like a Jackbox game. But I don't think we're going to have that many people, so I'm thinking it's probably going to be like a Mario Party and Cluster Truck type game. But we'll see. Maybe some weird speedruns in Mario. And maybe a weird Ocarina of Time run. But I don't see it being a whole thing. I am so bad at bowling, guys. What's going on in this lobby? Okay, there's a strike. I was very confused. I saw no strikes, a couple of everything else. We got some splits. Have you ever looked at the Banjo-Kazooie Zelda fan game? I haven't played Banjo-Kazooie, so no. Ooh, Pico with the 7 and a split. I think, yeah, at some point this year in our list of games, if nothing comes out that I want to play, we'll set up. What is this? We will set up Banjo-Kazooie as one of those games, probably. Ooh, I missed it. I missed it. We are not in first no mores. We could be getting eliminated here. Off of bowling. It looks like ukulele, which I also haven't played yet. And then I want to do Spyro and the Crash stuff if I have time. Like, there's a ton of games I want to play. That was awful. Okay. We'll at least pick up a spare. I think that leaves us really close to getting eliminated. Okay, I think we'll be tied for 8th, so we'll still be in it. There's that ukulele must have been at the very least heavily influenced because it looks so much like it. Yeah, it was... There was crowdfunding for that game. It was intended to be like that. It was supposed to be a throwback to that style of game. I don't remember if the developers were some of the developers from the original games, but... yeah. Okay, we made it through the first round of eliminations. 7 people out. I think, maybe 5. I don't know how many people were tied at the end. It's sort of freaking out a bit because somebody left or something, but that's about it. Yeah, 4 people were eliminated. 4. So we barely caught the end there. Wow. So a lot of people are going to be eliminated here. Half of the group. 5 people eliminated. We have to not be in the bottom 5.
Round 2.
Whew. Bum 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 bum. Ba-da-dum bum 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 bum. Well, apparently we can't do it. It's still preparing the lane. Ooh. That's bad. We still picked it up somehow, but my goodness, that was ugly. Somebody got a strike. We have to watch for Shima. Oh, why are we watching Ben? Ben's got a split. Shima's gone. I think we lost one. We're only down to 9 players out of our 10 now. Split not picked up for Ben. Another split not picked up for Emma. Jason with the spare. Okay, we have some room here. If we do well on this frame, we can continue on our way. Another strike from Gori.
Nice pair.
I get splits often IRL. Dude, I haven't gone bowling in a very long time. Intentionally, but... A tie for 5th right now. I think Liam has admitted defeat. Just walking away from the game will leave us with a timeout. Ooh, it's been several years since I've been. It's been a long time for me. I think the last time I went is when I took classes in like 2013. So like 9 years. But bowling for me hurts physically. So I think I've said before last week. Ouch. I crushed my hand a while back, and now if I want to bowl, I either have to be very careful or I have to learn to bowl left-handed. Which would require a lot of work, because I'm very bad at doing stuff left-handed. Ooh, this split could be my saving grace into the final frame if they didn't pick it up. Whew. That's pretty good for me. I guess we're not in the finals yet, but they screwed something up. Which means we'll only be 4 points behind if we get a strike. We're in the semifinals, guys. And we're 6 points up right now. So, we have maybe a good shot to the finals here. Maybe. Maybe, maybe, maybe. Ooh. That was pretty bad. We're tied right now. But they got a strike again. Gory up there with the 9.
Spare.
So they're going to stay 4 points ahead of me, probably. Emma trying to catch up from behind. Not that far behind. Able to pick up the spare, and that leaves Ben and Gory as the only 2. Nope, Gory got the spare. So we're a bit behind. It's tricky to switch sides. Oh. I don't know how this is gonna go. Jason with the strike. No! I thought that would do it. Without the gutters, I thought it would bounce off the wall, come back and hit it. We've lost it all. We're not set up anymore. Darn it. So, most likely we're going to end up with a 3rd place here. Not what we wanted. But we're still trying to fight strong. We made it to the finals. Probably the best that we could ask for every time because I'm not that good at this. I'm very inconsistent. So I guess we should be very happy with just showing up to the finals.
Final round.
Okay, let's watch. How does my buddy next to me throw? They're taking their time. Right down the middle, huh? Right down the middle.
Strike.
I'm the only one with a strike on this frame. The split is so mad. Okay. We had a curve. And with that, so a book fell off my bed. With that, we have properly come in 3rd place to wrap it up.
Amazing.
We got 1 strike somehow at the end. My amount of strikes has fallen off significantly. We'll end up with 1 more gift. Okay.
Yes.
Let's just tighten everything in so that I'm not like losing the microphone at any point in time here, because that's possible with all the moving it around. Ooh, okay. So that was a thing and a half. So a reminder, things that I need to do today, things to look out for on the Discord, which we can find at !Discord. Ah! on the Discord, there will be a suggestion page coming up soon for a 350 follower event that will probably happen in about 2 weeks. Probably. That seems to be about good for me. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow, so I set it up so there's no streams tomorrow. I now have a doctor's appointment Saturday morning, so that stream might start late. That's the It Takes Two and the Mario Party stream with Nox. So that stream might be moved back a little bit just because I have a doctor's appointment that day. That'll be fun. Sunday should be good still. You can't hear me. Oh no. Okay. Let's start from the beginning because I forgot to unmute. How we doing? Woo! Okay, so things to look out for. We have the Discord that I posted the thing of. We're going to be doing a 350 follower celebration probably in about 2-ish weeks. Probably in about 2-ish weeks. I will make the channel in there at some point today. There's no stream tomorrow because I have a dentist appointment and I figured that could run long. The stream Saturday, It Takes Two and Mario Party and stuff with Nox that we've been doing might be delayed a little bit because I currently have a doctor's appointment that morning. Sunday, I think will go about normally. And probably at some point Sunday or Saturday, either before or after stuff, we will make our schedule for next week's streams. On the YouTube channels, we will see a Mario Party video come out tomorrow. It's what I'm editing today. We will see. I don't think we're going to have a news video this week because I've been hectically doing a million things and all over the place. And if I decide to cook something today, I might get a picture of it and put it up. Yesterday, I was just surprised at me making food and it not being terrible. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. It was edible. So, with all of that said, let's look. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, edible is pretty good. You should have taken pics. Wasn't gonna happen yesterday. Wasn't gonna happen. It was a mess. But as I said, it was edible and I hadn't cooked before, so it was a first step. Okay, so we're not gonna raid, but because I can't stick around, but if you want to go somewhere, you can head on over to Yami's. I think Yami is currently playing the Stanley Parable. So if you want to hang out somewhere, you can watch him do that. If you don't know what the Stanley Parable is, it's a whole thing. It's also edible. I made my own coleslaw earlier. It's also edible, but I feel I could do better. Yeah, that's how I am with the cooking. First time making the food, it's edible. So that's about it. We can make it better, and since we made it the first time, we know some of the pitfalls, some of the problems, so we can make it better the second time, and that's the hope. Always taking notes. But yeah, I might be on the Discord a little bit later. I might not be. I don't know. But yeah, Congratulations on the coleslaw, and have a good day, everybody. As I said, if you want to watch something, you can go to Yami's channel, where they are currently playing the Stanley Parable. I'll be in there for a little bit, but I also won't be like actively sitting here, which is why we're not rating. Goodbye, and have a nice day.